I'm Nico and welcome to my series Life in China. If you're thinking about moving here, traveling here, or you're just plain interested, then this is the series for you. In this episode, we're going to have a look at the cost of living. So I'm going to have a look at my apartment, we're going to look at some grocery shops, transport, and basic daily expenses here. So first up, let's have a look at where I live. So I live in a city called Nanjing. Now Nanjing isn't as expensive as Beijing or Shanghai, but it's still up there as one of the more expensive cities here in China. Also, it depends on where you live in the city, because my friends live in the north and they pay about half the price that I pay here in the south. But my apartment's pretty new, it's 2 bedrooms, it's got a laundry room, and I pay about 3,800 a month, which is pretty comparable to what I used to pay back in the UK. So have a look around and then let's go for some breakfast because I am feeling pretty hangry right now. So I'm here in one of my favorite places to come for food. You can grab your breakfast, lunch and dinner here. It's right beside my work, so it's super easy to get to, and plus it's really cheap. But there's foodie streets like this all over China, so you will be spoilt for choice. For my breakfast, I normally like to have this flatbread type thing, which you pay for by weight. I normally pay about between 3 and 6 kwai for it. Then there's also this great place to have a wrap. So it's a chicken wrap with vegetables and a lovely tasty sauce. But if you're wanting something healthier, then there's also this brilliant fruit and veg market. So let's go and have a look. This big bag of veg for only 10 kwai, which is super cheap. But obviously this isn't the only option for grocery shopping here in China. There's an abundance of supermarkets. So let's go and check out a typical Chinese supermarket. So I'm here in a typical Chinese supermarket. It has some local Chinese produce and also some imported goods. So let's go and have a look at some prices. Okay, so here is your average bag of pasta. Now here it costs about 13 kwai, which I think is a little bit expensive, but sometimes you've just got to pay for home comforts. So this is the most famous beer in China, and it's only 4 kwai for this big bottle and a bottle opener. That's so cheap. So I'm here in a slightly more expensive supermarket in China to show you the other side and show you how imported goods can be a bit pricier. For instance, here are some Kellogg's cornflakes, and it's not that big of a box, and it's 38 kwai, which is pretty pricey, I think, for a small box of cereal. Let's see what else we can find. Another thing that's pretty expensive here in China is cheese. And I love cheese, so this is quite disappointing. It's a real treat for me here. I mean, look at this tiny block of cheese. Tiny, and it's nearly 30 kwai for this amount of cheese. system here in Nanjing is amazing and it stretches the whole of the city. If I want to take a train from where I live to the furthest point, it takes about 2 hours and it costs only 10 kwai. Also bus journeys, you can get a journey on a bus for only 2 kwai. If you're after a different option, then you can rent a bike from any street corner. All you need is the app. It costs a couple of kwai and you can use the bank for however long you need and then just drop it off. Because of all these cheap transport options, then you'd think that taxis would be really expensive. But again, they're not. You can get a taxi at 3 in the morning for about 50 or 60 kwai, and it takes about 30 minutes to where I live. Unlike other cities in the world, the transport in China will not break your bank balance. Now it's time for some dinner, and I'm here at the street food market right beside where I work. It's a great place to come for food as it's filled with traditional Chinese dishes and it's also super cheap. So let's have a look around. The street food market, it always has the freshest ingredients. I got that fresh squid for only 5 kwai. Also this huge tray of meat and vegetables for only 15 kwai. My favorite thing to get here at street food though is the fried rice. I get a big bowl for only 8 kwai. So eating out at a street food market is a great option if you're wanting to save some money here in China. Obviously, street food isn't the only option when it comes to places to eat here in China. There are so many places you can choose from. There are also a ton of Western restaurants, but obviously these are a little bit more expensive. So if you want to eat at Western restaurants all the time and party really hard, then your cost of living will be much higher. But if you do these things in moderation, then you can keep your cost of living here pretty low. Also, as an English teacher, you earn a pretty decent wage, which means if you try, you can save a ton of money. This video was brought to you in a collaboration with ESL Suite. If you're thinking about coming to China to teach English, then this is the company for you. I popped that link below, so check them out and tell them that I sent you. Also, if you like this, then have a look at the other videos on my YouTube channel, as well as my blog, www.wearenico.com.